Okay guys, this is Dr. Sean again. We're going to go over a little bit more of this is the Flowtime. So I've got it charging right here. You can see this little thing, and there should be a little light on the other side, a little green dot, blink, blink, blink. That means it's charging. Then we take it off, and it turns blue, blinking, which means it's charged. Now I put the large headband on. You can put that on pretty easy, and then we line it up this way. I have had some problems getting it to connect, and I have to kind of press it down. Other thing you do, like this, and just straight across, a little bit, slobber on yourself. I have to do it in my forehead because I have like two big old, the Cro-Magnon thing going on there, which is okay. No big deal. And I'm going to open up the app. Can you see that? I don't know, probably not. We're going to go like this, and close everything, and we're going to connect it. So it has to connect by Bluetooth, and here we have down here, this is... all right, so I load it. It looks like a little light colored, what's that called? Hummingbird. There it is right there at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that there, right there. There it goes. It opens up, and you get your what is it? Meditate. So that's what I do. Is I do the meditation part of it. It does have some cool suggestions in there, and some of them are kind of nice. I've listened to a couple of them already. Interesting. I mean, good if you sit down with this kind of thing and just relax. So we're going to go down through here, and we're going to scroll down through, and you see there's different parts here: mindfulness and sleep. There's a pick of the week or whatever it is, and there's all kinds of get free membership. You have a little card that comes with this thing, gives you a 3-month membership. I'm not big on memberships for that kind of stuff because I don't use these things enough, and I don't follow those kind of things. If you want to follow this, you can hit the subscribe button. But I'm going to go through here, and we're going to see if I can I get this to show up better? Right there, that's our unguided meditation, which is what I like to do. I know I'm just going to do a 10-minute, so we can start record sessions in other apps. You can do that as well. We're going to hit start right there, and it should, okay, that's the signal that's trying to connect here. It says let's begin. We've connected all the sensors, so those seem to work. Now, I've been having a big problem with some of these, like letting go and stuff. So we have here, this is really, there we go. So as it starts to load, you're going to see these down through here. This is going to be brain waves. And then here we're going to have the actual chart of the brain waves, which is interesting. My heart rate's 51 right there. My breath coherence is going to be all over the place because we're just like breathing and talking. Okay, and then it gives your emotion. I like this one. Can you hear? It really gives some information like how much attention you're paying to things and how much relaxation you are. And then it gives you a little chart for that as well. So that's all it does. Later on with the breathing coherence, you'll get your heart rate variability. My heart rate variability is pretty wide because I have an arrhythmia, so it's going to show up. Now, what's the difference between heart rate and heart rate variability? Heart rate is how many beats per minute. So you have to go through the whole thing. So usually you would do like you would count for 15 seconds and multiply by 4. So let's say we're counting here and we get 15. So that's going to be 60 per minute, right? 15 beats in 15 seconds is 6 times 4 is 60 per minute. That just gives us our heart rate. Lower, higher, okay, whatever. Now, it's the variability as time goes. So you might have one so it may be like this. Bump, 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 like a metronome. Bump, bump, bump. That's no heart rate variability, but you might have bump, bump, bump. That's an arrhythmia, but you have bump, 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 bump. A little bit faster, a little bit slower as things change. Respiratory arrhythmias are very common with this kind of thing. As you breathe in, your heart rate will drop. As you breathe out, it'll increase because we're putting some pressure on the heart. Those things give you your heart rate variability. Now, your heart rate variability, the higher it is supposed to be better for your relaxation and all this kind of stuff. Mine's pretty high anyway, and I get stressed out. So here we are. Look, it's having trouble. Now we go push here a little bit, push a little bit on my forehead, and see if it'll connect. It's trying to connect. I got my breathing coherence going. So if we watch breathing coherence, ooh, can we see it? Starts to go up. There we go as we breathe. Now, here we go. So you can see my right and left side of the brain. Well, you could see my right and left side of the brain. That's one of the big problems with this. It's a little bit finicky, and I don't know whether it needs to be restarted or something. I've used this probably a half dozen times already. Look, it's showing right now that there's no effect on my brain. Let's move this a little bit differently and see if I can get a better connection here. It's not really connecting well. I don't know why. Okay, so there we go. On the skin, got good connection. Push. See nothing. It takes a little while. There we go. So it needs to be. I might have to put the small or the medium one on here because like there was no brain activity, and now I have all kinds of brain activity. And it'll give you also some of your alpha. It gives you your gamma. See, it keeps blinking off and on, man. Let's just hold it on here. So the connection isn't great. I'm not getting good connection here. Okay, so that is partially the shape of my head, and probably partially this band in the back. I probably need more, or figure out some way to get a better connection. Connections isn't really great with this. Okay, now if you're sitting and once you get it going, as you start to move around, you're going to see huge variations and stuff. Especially if you do like this, or you're chewing and like try to eat something, or drink, or talk. You're going to see huge variations in what's going on, and that's because the muscles in here are moving, and that's affecting the entire all the sensors. Okay, so when using this, get a good connection. That's the hardest thing to do. Maybe we have to do a little bit more sweat here. I don't know. I'm pretty moist normally. You know, maybe it has to go up. Well, let's see what we got. Oh, there we go. So right now, I can see everything is perfect. It's getting a real good reading. I had to put it way above my ear, right across the middle of my forehead. So I have kind of like a lump here of my brow, and then that kind of changes things. So going back to this, we have gamma, we have beta, we have alpha. Alpha is an important one because I'm trying to grade that one and get it to increase and get beta to decrease. Beta should be highest, which it is right now because we're talking. Okay, and then you have theta and then delta. Those two really kind of like deeper end meditation and sleep kind of stuff. I'm not worried about those. The theta, it looks like it's really, no, the delta is really low, and so is gamma. And gamma shows up as that way as well. So as we read through these, so let's see if we go through this. Breathing coherence is rather low and just continuing. I wonder if I can stop and read the report. Let's see. You can edit and move things around if you want. You want to have like the brain waves at the top or the breathing coherence at the top or something like that and work with that. That's fine too. You can do that. Where do we stop everything? And so you hit the stop button. That stops it. And let's see what happens. Boop. Exit out of that. Okay, so we're going to get a report. You did it. It says you did it. Let's get a report. You see the report. So it's going to be like meditation time really on this one. Oh, God, I can't even see those. It's really terrible. Okay, 5 minutes, unguided. Okay, write a review. So you can write a little review on that. That's kind of nice. Breath coherence, terrible. Brain rhythms, I had nothing for a beginning because it wasn't connecting. And then it kind of like showed that they got more relaxed, I guess. And then heart rate variability, 86.2, pressure, low. That's not blood pressure, okay? That's like how I feel pressure, okay? If we click that one. Changes during meditation, last times the pressure lower than the average of last 7 times. So I got a significant correlation between heart rate pressure and HRV, heart rate variability. Unwind yourself by deep breathing, make a habit of meditation, and you'll have a lower pressure level and more resilient. So it's like emotional pressure. It's not blood pressure. Okay, that could be misleading. Your blood pressure has to use a blood pressure cuff. We call it a sphygmomanometer, and you can get one of those. I have one that fits on my wrist, and I have one that fits on my arm. So I use those sometimes, and I do run a little high on my systolic, which is the top number, and a little bit normal or low on the diastolic, which is fine. Okay, attention relaxation. Look, I was like 60% attention, so we were working this work, and there we go. So this is kind of shows you a little bit about what is happening with this thing and how to use it. Now, once you get out of there, you just go to here, and you can look up. You can share the journal. You can send it to yourself. It comes out as a CRV thing for like Excel, and you can download that kind of stuff. Later, you can look up like your stats at the bottom, stats. Today's progress. Okay, so what? Did some yesterday, did the 48 before. We did a bunch of them unguided, blah, 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 blah. Coherence time. Coherence time is the time that your breathing was nice and rhythmic. Okay? And when it's nice and rhythmic, you have a high coherence. And that has to do with your cardiopulmonary system kind of working together. It has to do with sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. I mean, the sympathetic is your fight and flight, freeze and faint and flip out. And then your Parasympathetic is at rest, digesting, feeding, so eating at the same time, and breeding, so having sex. And so there's and those work together. It's a yin and yang kind of thing, and they work together. So as your coherence gets better, those are working similarly. Okay, we're getting those to like flow, and you're going back and forth. And that's what your body's supposed to do. Not supposed to be stuck in sympathetic or stuck in parasympathetic. It's supposed to be stuck in kind of like everything working. A very yin yang, very very Taoist, very kind of like acupuncture style, Oriental medicine style concept, which is really neat because that concept is 4,000 or 5,000 years old. And here we're just now learning about it, really. You're looking at vagus nerve and some other parts. So anyway, that's 11 minutes of this flow time. Where's my box? There's the flow time. Okay, got it. This works. I got the Muse, so I'm going to compare the two. This one's not bad. It just has no access to anything else online. I've tried to start a couple things, but this is 2022. This has been around for a couple years already. You think that they would work on the group of people using these machines, okay? A great group of people making different meditations, and maybe we'll work on some of that later. But anyway, this is Dr. Sean over at Center Pass. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and I'll be doing more, so let me know if you got one or you want to get one. What are your questions? And we'll go from there. Some things that I've looked at is how this thing works and connects, and connection is an issue. So, but that's maybe just me. I don't know. We'll see. Talk to you guys later. Take care.